Hey, what is up guys, and welcome back to another Initial Focus video, and today we are taking a look at apps. It's been a little while, and we are specifically looking at the top 10 Android apps of 2016 in my opinion. Now, I did just release on my channel a top 10 iOS apps of 2016 in my opinion, so after this video go check that video out. Some of these apps are cross-platform, I forgot to mention that, but yeah, it's a mix of free and paid, and basically just the apps that I have loved using this past year. Let me know down in the comments below if you agree or disagree, or if you guys have apps that you like. But without any further ado, let's get into it. So first up, we have Android Auto. Now, Android Auto has been out for a little while, but they just released it as a standalone app. So if you don't have a fancy touchscreen in-dash thing in your car, you can just hook this up on your dashboard or anywhere in your car, and you now have Android Auto. It basically gives you all the basic features so that it's still safe to drive. You can call, you can listen to music, look at directions. Of course, you have OK Google, all that good stuff. So you can exit it just by hitting the home button down here, and it takes you right out of it. It's a great app. You should download it. It's free. It's Google. Next up is an app called Always On. Now, one thing I loved about, and one thing I love about Android is obviously customizing, and the fact that I miss the Always On display that Samsung phones have. So this app is free to download, and it gives you that kind of ability to have Always On. Now, keep in mind, this does drain battery life significantly. They have had a couple bug fixes to help with it, but it allows you to customize what you want on your screen. Now, I can't show it to you because the screen will go to sleep. But it's pretty cool. So this being an AMOLED display on my Google Pixel, it allows me to save some battery life by just keeping the clock or calendar or anything like that turned on. You can customize pretty much anything about this app, which is awesome. Number 3 is Cardboard Camera. Now, this one, I'm a huge fan of VR, and this is a camera app that is specifically designed for not just cardboard, but any VR experience. So I'm using this to then view on the Daydream VR that Google made. This is an app by Google, and you simply take this and you basically do a 360 photo. But the difference that this one has is you'll notice in the bottom right hand corner it has like an audio waveform. It actually is listening to audio. So when you do a 360 video, it also gives you an audio experience. Now, it doesn't capture the audio when you go in front of something, but it kind of gives you a room ambiance, and if anything was happening during the picture, which is kind of cool. It kind of adds a little bit more to the experience. Again, this is made from Google, totally free to download, and yeah. Next up is something called Fingerprint. So the fingerprint on the back of the Google Pixel, I like a lot, and this basically makes it like a extra function button. So I have it, for example, if I long press and I've already unlocked my phone, it actually opens Newton, which is my mail app on my Android phone currently because Spark isn't on here. Come on, Spark. But yeah, you can change it to add any sort of open a camera. You can have it put your device to sleep. You can customize many different things about it. Pretty awesome app, and again, free. Magnify is an app that is intended for Instagram. Basically, you have a bunch of hashtags in here, and you can make your own, customize these, or it has a bunch of already in here. So selfie, for example, you can add up to like 30 tags, I believe. And basically, the way it works is everyone always hates going to Instagram, and you have to type all your own hashtags and stuff like that. So say I wanted to post this video. Don't want the audio from it, whatever. So you get to the caption part. You don't want to type all your hashtags. No. So with Magnify, all you do is type Magnify and then whichever one after that. So let's say Magnify selfie. Hit the space bar and it auto-populates all of those tags. So if I jump back, if you go in and add any of your own categories or you change any of these tags, very, very useful if you're posting to social media all the time. Accu battery is actually a new one for me. I've juggle between different battery type utilities, and I like this one. Oh, it looks like you can upgrade Pro for $1 discount. Sweet. I'll stick to the free one for now. Basically, it gives you a bunch of different data on how your battery is doing. So I just downloaded it last night, so I only have a little bit of usage details, but it gives a lot of good information. So right now I'm discharging, but if you're charging, you can actually have it warn you when it's charged to say 80%, because it tells you if you only charge your phone to 80%, it will actually give you a longer lifestyle for the battery. A lot of nerdy scientific stuff in here if you're into that sort of battery optimization stuff. What's It Worth is an awesome app if you are constantly selling things or just wanting to see the value of your stuff. A lot of times if you post things to Craigslist or eBay or any sort of app, you want to know what it's selling for, right? So you do the typical searches and things like that. Well, this allows you to do it very quickly. So let's say I wanted to sell, my Mac Pro. So all I do is go in here, type Mac Pro. It searches eBay because that's pretty good, and it tells me exactly what it's going for on auction and buy it now. And I can actually see different graphs and things like that. Seems more official here because it's in pie charts and graphs and all that good stuff. And you can also see listings as examples. So I can see here like, this isn't the Mac Pro I was talking about. That's why it's so cheap. Yeah, so if I wanted like my iPad, nope. So here I can see the auction and the buy it now. Auction obviously going for a little bit more, and the sold rate, all that good stuff. So this is a pretty easy utility, totally free to download. And yeah, I know I've been using a lot of Google apps, but Google Trips, honestly, I like a lot just because, if you are constantly traveling and things like that, you can download cityscapes, reservations, things to do, save places, day plans, all this sort of stuff. So if you're traveling, you can actually look at cities you may want to go to, and it actually uses if you have like flight tickets or train tickets or any sort of emails that Google says like, hey, you're traveling. It will actually bring up those cities on the trip. So I'm going to San Diego in a couple weeks, and I can see things to do here. And what's nice is you can save all of these things offline. So you can save maps and directions and different plans offline. So no matter what network you're on or off, you can easily access that stuff. Can't go wrong with a good old Wi-Fi analyzer. So if you are traveling and you want to see different Wi-Fis around you and which one's strongest to attach to, then you can go here. You can look at in the top left-hand corner, you can tap 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz to switch. And basically for all you non-nerds out there, what we're looking at is my nearby network. So Tobanov is our network, and it looks like the person right on top of me, below me, I'm in an apartment complex, so we're pretty close together. But in a housing, you may see something more like this where things are a bit more spread out on 2.4 gigahertz. But yeah, it basically allows you to look at the Wi-Fi because the 2 or 3 little bars that your Wi-Fi symbol tells you, those are very ever accurate. So this is ever changing. As you can see, it's updating in real time. The strength, so it's pretty cool. And last but not least is Google Duo, and I'll say Allo, but specifically Duo. Duo is basically the FaceTime equivalent. If I can find it. There it is. So Google Duo is basically the FaceTime equivalent. Oh, hello. Of FaceTime like 4 times. Google Duo is like FaceTime for Google, but the difference here is you actually set it up through your phone number. So even though I'm using my Google Pixel, I actually have Google Duo registered to my iPhone's number. So if anyone calls that number, Duo will actually ring on both devices. I can answer on either one. And yeah, I hope to see more features like group calling, things like that FaceTime is missing. But overall, it's a free, very easy to set up. The fact that it's on iOS and Android has a leg up on FaceTime, which is obviously Apple only. So yeah, had to throw this one in the mix because Google, I'm loving your apps this year, man. Well, while the camera's up, I may do my outro here. So don't forget to check out the top 10 iOS apps Let me know if you guys agree or disagree with this list. I love apps, so I will always take recommendations down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video, please. Yeah, and thanks so much for watching, guys, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.